So Shudder sent us Creepshow Season 3 on DVD because they ran out of Blu-rays. They were like, hey, you want a DVD? And I was like, I guess. I want Blu-ray. But they were like, we're all out, so you get the DVD or nothing. So here it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We're not, we really are like, you make us wait for embargoes. You send us DVDs. B.
That's you. B. I'm over here like, I'm just grateful we have sponsors.
I am grateful. I was making a joke.
I know,
okay? Shudder, please. No. Okay. You don't have to send us shit. That's fine.
No,
all right, so season 3 is comprised of 6 whole episodes. Very short season.
Yes.
And in the past, my experience with Creepshow is I'm not a fan. There's some things that I really like the terror, freaking Horror Express. I blanked on it.
Terror Train.
I was, yeah. And then I was like, no, I just watched those 2 remake sequel freaking things recently. It's in my brain. Horror Express. Sorry, one of my very favorite monster movies of all time. I have a framed poster on my wall, and I blanked on the title. Shoot me now. But yeah, the Justin Long Horror Express episode, super cool, right? Super cool. So they'll throw you one of those episodes once in a while that's like a hardcore like horror homage.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're like, oh my God, I never thought I'd see anything like this. I grew up watching Horror Express. I freaking love it. And to see it like incorporated into an episode as much as it was, to see Justin Long actually go into it was so cool. So you do get episodes. That's in the second season, not in this one.
No.
And this is all on Shudder. And this has been approved for a 4th season, and the 4th season will be dropping in September 25th. So anyway, 6 episodes, and I went into this pretty hesitant because while there is an episode here or there typically in this show that's like, oh, that's a really cool horror homage or a cool concept or whatever, for the most part, I'm usually underwhelmed. Did that change this season? No, it did not. Same thing. There's a lot of episodes I thought were stupid or silly or completely forgettable. And then there was like 3 segments because there's 2 stories per episode. So you get 12 mini episodes technically that are about 20 minutes apiece. So we'll say there's like 12 episodes. So of those 12 episodes, I probably liked, unless I'm forgetting, I'll have to look through them. I'm going to look through them while Kaylee talks to see. But as of right now, I'm looking through them quick. I like 3.
Yeah, there's 3 that we were into.
And then the other 9 I could do without. So, what do you think?
I mean, I'm probably more of a fan of the Creepshow than, series than you are, I guess. But I find them to be very campy most of the time. And as you said, like, there's episodes here and there that stand out and are a little bit more, like, I don't even think that they're more serious, but just, like, maybe they have the horror homages, like the Horror Express episode or whatever. But I honestly like Creepshow for, like, background. Whenever I was watching it, like, the first 2 seasons. Cause
so you like to, like, not pay attention to them.
Yeah. But I like the campiness, and I like the kind of, like, goosebumpy vibe, even though I think Goosebumps is better in some ways. So, I don't know. It's like...
It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag, but, I mean, there were 3 episodes this season that were pretty cool and had some decent acting and a really neat story. So... Yeah. I like the style, like, I like the comic book openings and everything, and I don't know, I'm into all of that.
People who show up in this that were, like, cool to me were Ethan Embry, James Remar, Michael Rooker. It says Mark Hamill and Danielle Harris. Really?
Maybe the
animated one?
Yeah, the animated one they had. That's
animation for Mark Hamill makes perfect sense because he's primarily a voice actor these days.
Yeah.
But I don't remember Danielle Harris. Are they?
They must be.
They gotta be in this because I would immediately know Danielle Harris the second I saw her. Unless I completely forgot her. Mark Hamill, yep. He's in, and Daniel Harris.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so they're in the animated ones. I was like, what?
Cool.
Daniel Harris and Mark Hamill? Bullshit. Okay, cool. Anyway, so it was really cool to see Ethan Embry, James Remar, and Michael Rooker. Those are the three standouts. And I recognize some other actors as well, but those are the ones that I was like, oh, this is super cool. As far as the episodes that we really enjoyed, there's one that is just like a pure horror, like, it's not even homage. It's just like this guy who owns a horror museum, and he has props from so many horror movies that are like dead on accurate to the films. Whether or not they are the actual props or not, I don't know. I would suspect the one from Creepshow is probably the real one because this is Creepshow.
Right.
But I don't know. They had something from Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
They had something. There were so many cool things. I was like, oh, whoa, that's fucking awesome. Right? This was just a horror fanatic's wet dream of props that you wish you owned. And like the majority of that episode is them really kind of showcasing all the cool shit he has. And there is somewhat of a story going on there, right? There's this like there's this rival collector played by James Remar who comes and is trying to like blackmail him out of one of his props, and that doesn't go all so well. But man, just seeing all this stuff, I can't even remember all of it now.
I know.
But I remember looking when they showed it, I was like, oh, that's so cool. My God, I would love that. And then they showed the next thing, and I was like, oh, wow, that's fucking awesome. So I was really taken aback by that. So this is just like horror fans that love the genre, and they got to just, you know, either recreate or maybe they actually got access to certain props or whatever it is. It was cool as shit. If they were recreations or the real ones, I don't care. They were super rad.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the episodes that we
Maybe I can find a list of everything they show, or maybe that'd be a spoiler. Let's just wait. There's other things. I can't remember what they all are. I probably already said too much.
The animated episode was another one that I think we both really enjoyed. That one was cool.
Is called The Things in Oakwood's Past.
Yeah.
It is episode 5, the second segment.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that one was really cool. It kind of gave me Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibes.
Oh, okay.
From you know, in this when she goes to college and there's like they're excavating, right? So it kind of reminded me of that. But I just was into it. I don't know. I liked the gore. Of course, it's animated, so it wasn't anything crazy. But I thought that everything in it looked really cool, with like the monsters and stuff that was happening. I don't know if we're not talking total spoilers, obviously. No. So that was one that I really liked.
Yeah, that was enjoyable. And when I saw it was going to be an animated one, I was kind of unsure about it because I was like, this show obviously doesn't have a huge budget by any means. And I thought maybe the animation would be poor and the story would be lame because this show's track record would suggest as much to me. But this one actually was pretty cool and did have some pretty good violence and a pretty cool story behind it. I mean, it's nothing we haven't ever seen before, right? We even get a... I don't even know if that's a spoiler or not, but we'll say there is one episode that is a direct or not a sequel, but like a sister sequel, or like it's in the same universe as another horror movie, another famous horror movie. You'll pretty much guess what that one is once the episode plays. I'm not going to say what episode it is, but there is an episode, one of the segments in this season that is in the same universe as a famous horror movie.
I think people
are going to... So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think people are going to love that.
But I didn't like that segment.
I didn't like it either, and I don't even like the movie.
I thought the segment had a good idea.
Sure.
I really liked the concept of it. But I just didn't like the execution of it. That's it. Pun intended.
I think people are going to really geek out over it, though, because it's like, you know.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Which is fine. Like, I'm happy that that's in there. And then there was a lot of other Oh, and then the other episode that we loved.
This was the one that really like connected with me. And this one is called Time Out. Mm-hmm. This was the one that connected with me the most by far. This is the one that spoke to me because I relate so heavily to this episode. You have this guy who has access to a cabinet, an armoire, that's gifted to him by his grandmother after she passes away, and he's in college, and he has access to go into this thing, and while he's in it, time stands still on the outside, but not on the inside. And so he's trying to get as much time to finish everything he wants to finish. And so he's taking on this job as a lawyer, and he's trying to get all his work done, but he's also trying to be a family man, and he's a good dude. This is one of those segments like where it's a rare thing where the guy's not abusing the power.
No.
He's not being a dick. He's just a good guy trying his best to have as much time as possible. But unfortunately, while he's on the inside, time is moving a little faster and a little faster in the inside, and he ages more and more, and he's only like 20 something, and he's getting older, and it's costing him. And it's like, no matter what you do, even in this fantasy scenario, there's just not enough time.
No.
Right? And it's just something I struggle with every single day. It is literally my biggest stress in life.
Time.
Is time.
Yeah.
Time is the enemy. And this really does a great job at illustrating how we just don't have enough time in this modern world to get everything done that we want to get done to be the successful, loving, caring people that we want. We want to be able to give it to our wife, to our kids, to our work, to our pleasures, to everything. And it's just, you have to divvy it up, and you have to become like a mastermind and of like time management.
Yes.
And this guy has something, but it really isn't that much of an advantage because he's aging, which means he's eventually going to, the time's going to catch up with him.
Yeah.
And he's,
You
all
can't
that
cheat
time, you can't cheat time.
Yes.
Right? And
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
It was a very tragic episode for sure, and I also related to it too. I think it was just a great concept, and the execution of it was really, really good. And then there was a bunch of other episodes that we were like kind of just rolling our eyes through because the like acting was not great.
Oh man, some
writing,
is so
some
bad.
of it's, and I
The
don't know
siren one?
Yeah, someone I was thinking of, but I don't know, because I think that like some people maybe are into it, but like that's the kind of campiness that I'm like, it's just too much, and it is really easy to just be like on your phone or like not quite all there while you're watching it, because you don't really need to be. Like nothing's grabbing your attention that much. The stories are super basic, and some don't even really make that much sense. Like they're just kind of silly, and not in a good silly way.
The siren one did have a really good dead body.
Yeah.
In a shower, and I was like, "Oh, that was cool."
Yeah.
But the rest of the episode straight up felt like it should have been like an Erie, Indiana episode, or like a Goosebumps episode, or something. Where I was like, "Why is this on a mature, like adult?"
Yeah.
Like this was written for like, "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
They do,
which is a disservice.
Right.
To Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Sure. Well, and it does feel like Creepshow is like entry level horror for people. Like it doesn't feel like a mature show most of the time.
No, it does not feel R-rated.
And that's, I mean, like I'm fine with it being entry level if it was wanting to go for that, but I don't really feel like it's, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's marketed that way. But I don't know.
I mean, if I take the franchise as it is, right, excluding Creepshow 3, that fucking abomination of Christ, like, you have the first movie, which has Father's Day, you know, which is, like, pretty... There's a campiness to all of them, yes. Right? The Lonesome Death of Jody Verrill, you know, Something to Tide You Over... they're creeping up on you. The raft, old Chief Woodenhead, which has there's a really great homage to old Chief Woodenhead in this season, which was, I really like. The hitchhiker, and I'm missing one segment in Creepshow 1. The fucking what's the segment I'm missing? I didn't say one. I said 4 in the first, and I'm completely blanking on the 5th currently, which is pissing me off.
I don't know which one you're missing.
But yes, there is a playfulness, there is a silliness, but there's a great balance. Oh, the crate, duh. One of arguably my favorite segment in the first freaking movie. It's crazy to me. Crate rules. But there is like an adult feel, especially to like the crate, right? You've got this like abusive wife, and these guys who are like planning to murder her, and they find this, and then the other dude is like basically raped like one of these girls, these co-eds that he goes and fucks, and there's some really dark material in there, right? But yeah, I don't know. This is too silly. This is too childish most of the time. Yeah,
childish is a good way to put it. Like, I love horror comedy. That's not the problem. And having things being, like, zany and wacky and weird, all that's good. But the childish part is really where it's kind of a hang-up. Yeah. So, but there's a couple good episodes in this season. And if you've enjoyed the Creepshow seasons 1 and 2 so far, I think you probably will continue to like this one.
Oh, that Queen Bee episode.
The Queen Bee.
So stupid.
I was like, I thought we liked that because we watched it a while ago.
Stupid. The okay, I'll bite one with the dude in prison with the bugs. Thought that was really stupid. The meter reader episode with like the exorcism apocalypse or demon apocalypse.
Yeah, it had like an Evil Dead vibe that it was trying to go for.
No, that was a segment that was like trying to create a world that would take like 2-3 hours to build and actually work. It was like, you guys are trying to tackle this, like, take this world in 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was super rushed.
Beyond.
And did not connect to any of the characters in it at all. No. And it was,
In episode 6, Drug Traffic, we do get a specific monster that is mostly in Asia, I think mostly in Indonesia, which is called, like, I forget what they're called.
It's like something with a K?
Something like that. Cooley or something. The freaking head with, like, the organs hanging from it that floats. I thought that was cool to see.
Yeah, that looked cool.
And that stars Michael Rooker.
That episode was not awful at all.
No, it was fine.
I think that it actually had some pretty interesting, like, political commentary about, like, the medical industry and how neither side is really helping, like, the people that are suffering. Because they're just bickering over, like, dogma instead of trying to actually change things. Yeah,
they're bitching over social policies.
Yes.
And not like substantive
change,
political reform.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all right, well, that's that. It's okay. I agree, Kaylee. It's 4 out of the 12 are good and worth your time. And then 8 of them I'm either whatever or outright hated.
Yeah.
Most of them I was just kind of whatever on.
Yeah.
And then there was like a couple that I was like, dude, what what is this?
The good thing though is that those go by fast because there are 20 minutes.
20 minutes, but when there's like 4 of them in a row,
yeah,
it's like you've wasted a whole movie.
That's
time,
true.
Right?
That's
and
true.
we got plenty of stuff to watch. And speaking of which, we need to get to that stuff. So that's that Creepshow. Thank you to Shudder for sending this to us, and you'll probably never send us anything again because we didn't give this the most favorable review. This is cold. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.